We're here, guys, Vossen Wheels Factory. Stay tuned. Today we are at a very special place to me, and obviously I'm with a very special person also too. We are at Vossen warehouse, Vossen headquarters, one of the warehouses they have here in Miami, Florida. And we're proud and we're happy to be able to share this with you guys. So here we have Jeremy, somebody that I learned a lot of stuff from and I continue to learn a lot of stuff from. So the first question that we have is because we put it online and we make sure that customers ask whatever they wanted to hear from you. What is it that makes you every day come to Vossen Wheels and do what you do and represent the way you do?
The brand gives you that energy. Being a made in the USA product, having the factory behind us, seeing everything that goes into it. It's not just a product that just shows up here and we try to push it down people's throats. It's something that, it's a big group. We get along and we all work and feed off of each other. So I know that when I make a sale, it not only helps me, it helps the brand, it helps our whole crew in the factory, it helps our warehouse. It's everyone together. You know, it's very humanized. It's very incorporated from the person that receives the boxes, you know, when they show up on a truck, to the person that is brushing the wheels, to me that I'm selling it, you know, all around, it's all unified.
Back in the days, you know, we've been buying from you guys about 15, 18 years.
Yeah.
From the delivery person to the salesperson to whoever does anything to do with the brand, it's really somebody that feels like family is it.
It's very personalized.
We feel the same way. That's why we've been together for so many years, and we're so blessed to have you as a sales rep. And in the past, you actually worked with us.
Yeah.
That's why I say I continue to learn from you. You teach me a lot.
Same here.
Everybody knows that I wasn't born here. You were born here.
Yeah.
But we have a good chemistry. When I say we, you know, what you represent and what we do on a daily basis, and we're really proud to be here, so the opportunity is unbelievable. Right now, he's putting together a set of three-piece wheels. So let's show you real quick. Let me have Jeremy explain you really pretty much everything real quick.
There's a general assembly area for all the three-piece, and really here you could see the three-piece part. You have an inner barrel, you have an outer barrel, and you've got your center design. What does this allow for? This allows for more customization on finishes, and also there's no limit on width or offsets.
Correct. That means if you have a truck that is a Cadillac Escalade and they recommend you to do a 24 by 12 or 24 by 11 and you still want to do it by 16, they'll make it for your fitment, but if it rubs or whatever it is, it's on you. It's just limits-wise, there's no limit.
There's no limit like I did on my Charger. I did three-piece because I wanted the maximum lift like we did on your Challenger.
Yep.
I wanted the most aggressive, so on a one-piece wheel, you're kind of limited versus on a three-piece, you really have that room.
Right now, the most important thing for customers is, especially Miami, they don't like to wait. We have a lot of stuff that we're going to show in the video, so customers see the advantage that they have right now by ordering Vossen wheels, and we want to make sure that they order with us. What is the time period that it is for a wheel that is a cast forge? Let's not say it's aluminum forge, it's not three-piece, something standard. If it's not ready for a custom car, what is the process, more or less?
A hybrid forge right now that our factory is a little busier is about 2 to 3 weeks. 2 to 3 weeks to take a wheel basically from having no bolt pattern, no fitment, just a blank wheel.
Okay.
You'll see the robotic cell.
Break down that process.
Yeah, so the wheel will come in from our other warehouse, so transferred over here.
That we will show in the video down the road, so stay to the last part of the video.
Once we have the order, Brian will actually process the fitment to make sure that the wheel clears the calipers, make sure that the wheel sits nice and flush to the fender, which is the advantage to our line versus others, that it's not just something that's sitting on the shelf and kind of fits. It's going to fit exactly, even though it's a hybrid wheel, not a fully forged wheel. So you're getting a big advantage for a fraction of the cost. So once the order gets put in, we do the specs to make sure the fitment's perfect. The wheel's going to come in from the warehouse where we keep all our inventory. From there, it's going to go to the robotic cell. The robotic cell is going to machine it all to spec, make sure it's exactly what we put in. That's all processed through the operations team. Once it's done from there, it's going to go into prepping. We're just basically going to slightly sand down the wheel, make sure there's no imperfections. And from there, it goes into our powder coating cell. You'll see the 3 robots. It's going to get powder coated. It's going to get baked. From there, it'll get QC'd. Our QC department has bright white lights. They're going to see things in there that you'll probably never see if we put it on the car.
Explain them what's the meaning of QC. They don't understand.
Yeah, so QC, our quality control. So we have several quality control departments that are going to nitpick and check the wheel to the smallest imperfection.
I know. I've had fights with him. He's like, bro, it has a little tiny thing. We got to do it again. I'm like, no, this customer's not going to say anything about it because we all know our customers.
Yeah.
And still, they had not released the wheel. So that I get back up.
Yeah, at the end of the day, whether it comes out of your shop or it comes out of anywhere, the brand represents itself 100%. As well, you know? So we want to make sure that when somebody sees the product, it fits nice, it looks nice, it's got the right finish, it's got the right shine, and it's just as close to perfect
Beyond
as
nice, I think you guys go to perfection. That's why I'm also really attracted to the brand, and I push it the way I push it. So how many employees do you guys have more or less in the factory, in this factory?
I'm not sure in this factory exactly, but overall between warehouse and factory is about 115 employees.
Another thing that we were talking about it, I know one of the owners very well. Well, I know them all, but one of the owners just did a big investment on the powder coating area.
Correct.
So you were mentioning that usually back in the days it was about 15 sets maybe a night.
Correct.
And right now within the process of installing the new area, it's going to be about 50 sets a day.
Correct.
So that's going to boost not only the production but the speed for customers to be able to get the wheels and not have to wait so long.
Yeah, I mean already without the booth being at 100%, if you recall maybe 6-7 months ago, it would take 8 weeks, 9 weeks. And it wasn't, you know, people would say, oh, it takes 9 weeks to make my wheels. It's like, no, you're number 485
Correct.
on the list, you know? So your order's just working its way up to it's its turn to get done.
I would like to do a small pause there. So for customers that order the wheel, when you go into a shop that is not ready to, the wheel's not off the shelf, like he said. So the wheel's got to be shaved, machined, powder coated, drill, and all the process that you guys are listening and are going to see. This is not that we're taking your money and we're just sitting on it. Right now we're going in the old powder coated room. Not old, it's still going to be used.
So for all the forge wheels, this is operating all day.
The actual order gets placed right after it gets submitted, and then based on the amount of all the wheels, all the shops, or all the inventory they have to produce, it falls in. But every once in a while, you know, our man here does whatever he can to be able to speed up the process, and we're really proud of that.
Of course, you know, we try to take care of everybody in a fair fashion,
That's
but sometimes we know that if we got to give a little nudge or try to get something done to come through for a customer, we'll definitely will.
Yeah, sometimes it's a little bit more harder than others, but you guys are always coming through. So another question that we have that not only it comes from customers that usually know about the wheel industry, but other new customers. There are 3 different set of wheels that could be done. They have standard wheels that are just cast wheels. They have forged aluminum wheels, and then you have 3-piece wheels.
Correct.
Can you break the difference between one to the other more on the expert side?
Yeah. So our cast, which is now flow forming process, what we call hybrid forge, would be your entry level wheels. Years ago, there was a very large gap between forged and cast, as you know. Before, if you had a Ferrari, you couldn't put cast wheels. Even if you wanted to, you just couldn't do it.
There was no mold for it.
They wouldn't fit. Okay. There wasn't the sizes for it. And that's where we go back to machining wheels to spec, where now we can make these entry level wheels properly without spacers, without sticking out past the fenders for, you know, maybe 95% of vehicles. You know, very few vehicles right now that I'm like, I cannot do it. You know, maybe for example, the new C8 Z06 that's got the brake is this big and it takes a 2113 in the rear. So that's one of a handful of vehicles that can't make hybrid wheels.
And for customers to see and viewers to understand, they still spend the exact same amount of hours, of investing and investigation on measuring to make you a wheel that is from the hybrid forge a quarter of a price that it have to be when it is hybrid forge or when it have to be
compared to a fully forged.
Exactly.
Correct.
So the investment of time to be able to develop that wheel, it's the same amount that doing 3-piece or doing other. So they do that to make sure that every customer that gets an expensive vehicle, but really is not into wheels or the most expensive wheels, it's just want to personalize it, they still offer for us. So
or people aren't keeping their cars often, because now it's very popular, as we all know, where people buy a car and they only have it for 4 or 5 months. They don't want to spend $12,000-$13,000 on wheels because I'm going to get rid of the car in 2 months.
Once again, guys, thank you so much for staying with us in this video to the last part of it. This is the most important area of Vossen Wheels. Here is everything that's stock and what an experience it has been. Not a lot of people get the experience that we have been presented to. Thank you very much to Mr. Jeremy. Thank you very much for Vossen Wheels and the entire team. We feel blessed, and I hope you guys like the video. So comment down below what will be the next video you would like to see. I think a lot is gonna have to happen to beat this one.